what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
Well, if you've been true, you better look me in the eye. For all I smell is cheap perfume and gin and smoke and lies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special Thanksgiving episode from the brilliant minds that brought you Halloween horror stories, Christmas catastrophes, Valentine's Day massacres, Easter Day destruction, Starch Madness, and Hank's hierarchy. Welcome to Big Fan. Today, our dynamic duo are pleased to introduce to our listening audience a heartwarming podcast full of kindness, giving, joy, and peace. They are joined by a special guest host who most likely bring this tender, caring, and loving episode to a screeching halt with his Thanksgiving tales of debauchery, drunkenness, overeating, strip clubs, and casinos. It is my pleasure to introduce to you his first visit to the Big Fan Studios, your special Thanksgiving guest host and Hank Eimer's brother-in-law, Mr. Carson Wiggins.
What's up, y'all? When I got into town yesterday, Hank said, I got a special treat for you.
Today's the day.
Today's the big day. You get to be on the Big Fan.
Oh, wonderful. I know
I appreciate the invite. Looking forward to it. Really don't know what to expect, but
Not much. Don't expect much.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Hank, you've talked about your brother-in-law for now. We've been doing this for about 6 years.
Yep.
And he is, I'm not saying his name pops up in every episode, but it pops up quite frequently. And now he is here in the flesh.
In the flesh.
How are you feeling, Hank?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's also the first day that he's been here. We're about 24 hours in, and so we got to pace ourselves. We got a couple days together. You know what that means. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about your festivities coming up, but you know how it is we've grown. We've been together for almost 20 years, and we used to sprint into the first evening, and we kind of limp into it, and then we kind of hit our stride. And now we're seasoned veterans.
Absolutely. If you think about it, because I'm getting ready to do the exact same thing with my brother-in-law starting tomorrow. So when Hank shares with me, Carson, your stories about, you get together for holidays and this is what you do. You have your own traditions. We do the exact same thing. We have our own traditions, and we'll talk about that a little later. But Hank, do you have a little intro that you wanted to say? I know normally you pop into the show with a little intro.
We rolled over a little bit. We rolled over a little bit.
Steamrolled right
he
over
rolled
here.
over. And how am I going to go over Carson's introduction? Sure. I did have something, and it was wildly funny, but we'll just go right into it.
Of course. Well, Hank, with no further ado, we have something really special put together for our listening audience of 14 folks now. 2 new listeners last week, or
Nice.
2 weeks ago, whatever.
Good.
So, in the past, we've created some games so our audience would know more about you, Hank's hierarchy, Hank's this or that.
Right.
We're going to do another one where we can learn a little bit more about Carson as well. This is what we like to call Match Game Brother-in-Law Edition.
Man, we're jumping right into it.
We're going right into it, my friend. And
Okay.
we even have some music prepared. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going into the Match Game Brother-in-Law Edition. First question, Hank, this is how we're going to do it. I want to ask you and your brother-in-law, Carson, some questions. You have 15 seconds to write down your answers and then show them and read them, and we'll see if they match up correctly. Are we ready? First question. Hank, Carson, describe the first time you met. Where were you? Why you were together? It's always fun to learn more about our brother-in-law and learn more about our host, Big Fan audience. So as they're wrapping up their answer, I think Hank's ready. I think Carson is ready. Hank, we'll start with you. Hank. Hank, go ahead and tell us, where was the first time that you met Carson? Give me the reason y'all were together. Where were you and all that good stuff. But we'll see if it matches with Carson.
Okay, Ray and I were headed to Charleston on vacation, and Carson and Brenna were there, and they met us for breakfast. the day we got in, we got in there the evening before. We met them for breakfast the next day, and he wasn't very talkative, and it was because they had a long night.
I was hungover eating breakfast in Charleston when I met Hank.
Ding, 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 ding. Congratulations. Wonderful. So far, these brother-in-laws know each other pretty well. Second question. Here we go. During the infamous North and South golf match that we've all heard about, how many beers did your brother-in-law Hank consume on the golf course? Now, this is everybody in Hickory knows this story. Hank has told this story a lot. I'm sure he shared it with you, but Carson, just don't look at each other.
I'm not.
You write down the answer, okay? And Carson, you have about 5 seconds. Let's take just a good guess. Again, during the infamous North-South golf match, how many beers did Hank consume on the golf course?
This is all lore, by the way.
So, Carson, let's hold up your answer, please, and say it on the mic. Carson says...
I said 15 plus.
15 plus.
I lost count.
Yes, pretty close, but Hank, go ahead and tell us exactly how many.
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
Let's hear the
story.
This
is early. This is kind of like, the fish story is, it was a foot, then it was 3 feet, then 9 feet, because we got kids watching this listening to this show. Sure. So, they make numbers for a reason. There's 18 holes to golf. So I would say 18 would probably be where this lure sits right now.
Will the judges take 15 plus? Yes, they will. Congratulations. 2 for 2, brother-in-law match game. Well done. Let's move on to the third question here, gentlemen. In about 15 seconds, tell us the most fun experience you two have shared together. The one thing that you two have shared. Write yours, Carson, Hank, write yours, and let's see if they mesh, if they meld, if you will. Carson, with no hesitation, writes his down immediately. Hank scribbling here. Hank, we'll start with you. Most fun experience you two have shared together.
We were in Las Vegas together, and we were at a blackjack table, and we were there forever. Our wives went to a show with their parents. We went, got up, realized we hadn't had anything to eat. Restaurants were closed. Right before we left and ran across a 6-lane interstate to go to a Quickie Mart, we put a large chunk of money on black, and it hit, and you would have thought that we just won $1 million.
Unbelievable. Carson, let's read what you have there, sir.
I've got one town, Las Vegas.
Wonderful. Another bullseye for the brother-in-laws here. So when was that Vegas trip?
2006.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that pre-kids?
2007.
2007.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes, it was pre-kids.
Pre-kids.
Because our first were, Harris and Rylan were in 2009, and we thought we were being so quiet. We got up to the floor, and we didn't want to wake up Brenna and Reagan, and so we sat outside the door and ate, right? And within seconds, they opened the door, and they're like, "What's wrong with you? You guys are being so loud. Get in here!" And so we went into the bathroom and finished our dinner.
For extra points, do you remember what you ate from the Quickie Mart for extra points?
There's probably Slim Jim. No, I don't.
I'm going to go probably with white cheddar cheese popcorn.
Oh, hey, that stuff in jail is good.
Yes,
That would have been the next story we would have had right there.
Well done here. We'll fly through these next two. So, Carson, we're going to start with you. And Hank, you don't answer this one, but let's answer this, so we'll keep it going. What is the most embarrassed you have ever been because of Hank? Like when he was around, what was the most embarrassing thing? Like you were like, oh my God, cannot believe that dude just did that. Write that down, Hank, and the same thing, except what he would think of you, right? You see what I'm saying?
So what's his most embarrassing?
No, we're going to do yours next. What you think he's going to write.
Okay.
Okay. So, Carson, what was the most embarrassed you have been because Hank was around?
I tell you, the tough part with Hank is he's a politician.
Yes.
He owns a business here. He kind of has to be the good son.
Understood.
Where me, on the other hand, when we're on follow, I can be the idiot.
Yes.
And he knows I'm an idiot.
Oh, that's true.
So it's tough to say because Hank actually is on his best behavior in Hickory.
P's and Q's,
Because
pretty
he tried,
sharp
yes,
fellow.
that's to play the game.
Yeah, play the game.
But
But
I would probably have to say it was during a member guest golf tournament
Fair.
when there was a certain pro out here
Yes.
that gave away his 52-degree wedge to a member because the member, in his eyes, was more important.
Remember the story, yes.
Hank kind of caused the scene, but in most people's eyes, it wasn't.
Right.
But in Hank's world, it was.
Understood.
So I had to go hide in the golf cart because he was chasing Duke around with a 52-degree wedge. So I know it's a stretch, but Hank's pretty. He's
Good answer.
He's a
Good
give it
answer.
to the vest in Hickory.
Yes, Hank.
52-degree
You
wedge.
have 52-degree wedge.
52-degree wedge.
Man, you guys are nailing this so well. We'll flip it around real quick and ask the same question.
I've
Most
got it.
embarrassed
I've
you
got
been
it.
of Carson. You've got it written down. Carson, do you want to just jot down what you might think Hank wrote here?
For me,
Yes. I mean, and the list is long.
It's long,
You know, it is a
man.
very
I
long
mean,
list. So
nobody knows me
probably
here.
very hard to really pinpoint that exact most embarrassing moment. But I think we will start. Carson, we'll start with you. What do you think Hank said?
if I had to guess, I mean, I'm just going to say something during the member guest golf tournament.
Of course.
I have no idea what it could be because it's so much.
Right.
There's a lot.
If I had to say, no, I don't even know. It's member guest. I don't know.
Okay.
There's
Member
too
guest.
much.
Too
Yes.
much?
Yep. Good. Go ahead, Hank. What would you
What
think?
was it?
During the member guest, Carson decided to grind on our golf cart during a rain delay under a tree with Greg Skoog and Scott Yunt. It wasn't embarrassing. It wasn't embarrassing for me. It was amazing.
Yes.
And but I would say that it was.
You were uncomfortable.
I was unprepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, so I played golf with Greg Skoog this past weekend, and he brought that story up to me this past weekend. So anyway, it qualifies for one of the most embarrassing. Carson, congratulations. And also, an interesting fact about Carson when he does come to these member guests, and I have been fortunate enough to play with you guys before.
Yep.
He plays with no shoes on.
Only if it rains.
Only if
Only
it
if it
rains.
rains.
Only if it rains. So also another interesting fact for you guys who are learning a little bit more about Carson today. Good job. So far, you guys are 5 for 5. We have 2 more. Number 6, 10 seconds. The best sporting event that you have been to together. Let's see if you get the same answers. The best sporting event that you have been to together. Okay? Got a couple chuckles out of Carson here. Must be a really good story. All right, Hank, we're going to start with you. Best sporting event that you and Carson have been to together.
Harris used to play on this little CVYSA soccer team, and we played at home one day, and it was middle of the day, and we get there, and I had to go there before, get Harris there an hour before we get there, and Carson shows up a little early with what I'll go on to say is a beverage cart at CVUSA, okay? And we're there for the next 2.5 hours because he's got 2 games. And needless to say, I had a great time.
Oh, wonderful.
So not the sporting event wasn't special. It was the atmosphere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Carson, let's read what you have to say there, sir.
Well, we didn't see eye to eye on this one.
Right. It's okay.
We're going back, I don't know, maybe 2012, 13, something like that. Well, we went to an Atlanta Braves game at their old stadium. Mm-hmm. Brent has a cousin
Oh, how did I not put this?
who came into town, and her cousin's dad, which I don't know what that makes, her uncle at the time.
Yep. Uncle at the time. Through marriage.
He came in, brought his son down, stayed at our house. Well, this gentleman, he said he couldn't drive to the Braves game because the traffic's too bad. We live like 15 minutes away, and it's just a straight shot.
Right.
I think he was hammered and doing some other stuff.
Yeah.
He disappeared during halfway through the game. We didn't see him until the 9th inning.
9th inning, shows back up. This kid's probably what?
11,
11.
12.
Yeah.
But the best part of this guy, we get back to our house. We don't know about the game. I don't know what happened at the game. But we get back. it's baseball. We're sitting here talking around. Hank and I both played baseball in college.
Sure.
I wouldn't say we're great, but we played college ball. Bill goes on to say that he was so good at baseball, or he was such a good hitter, that he got bored hitting right-handed, and he just became a switch hitter because he got bored.
in high school.
And he points to his son and says, "Tell him about it, Hunter."
Oh,
Tell him about it, Hunter.
Tell him about it, Hunter. So
and we were
fabulous.
both like, "You are so full of crap, Bill." But
So hey,
it was a great time.
Oh, I can
we didn't
imagine.
get that. We didn't get that one right, but
hey, I can tell you right now, whenever we're trying to prove a point to one another, we'll look at somebody and say, "Tell him about it, Hunter."
tell him about
Hunter,
Hunter. Tell him about Hunter.
That
Tell him
is
about it, Hunter.
classic. That is classic. Yeah, it's
On that one.
that's okay, but I mean, both stories fabulous. Seems like you guys have been to a lot of sporting events together and experienced some
Plenty.
wonderful times. And this brings us to our last topic and our last question. So this is our Thanksgiving edition. You guys have shared a great Thanksgiving moment, like my brother-in-law and I. He's not here right now, so I'll share ours, and then we're going to do the question to you. Best Thanksgiving moment that you have shared together. So if my brother-in-law and I was here and he was sharing this with me, it would probably go back to where we do this mountain trip. So we do Hickory Thanksgiving, and then I meet Todd and Julie in High Point, and then we do family. And we typically like to gamble a little bit on some games. And normally during the Thanksgiving holiday, basketball will go until about sometimes 3:30 in the morning, right? Well, we were having to leave to go to the mountain trip at 5 o'clock in the morning. So we just decided to watch all the ball games and just stay up and not go to bed. Then drive to the mountains and run it back again. And so it's just those types of things that you don't forget. Like the game was Chaminade versus South Dakota State.
We watched them play last night.
Yes. So you just never forget these things.
Yep.
So it's those little Thanksgiving memories.
Thank God they got rid of the Great Alaskan Shootout.
It is gone, and that is interesting. Replaced by something in the Bahamas, I think, somewhere.
But you're still not on that time zone.
That's
That
right.
is
That's right. You don't
Maui.
even start playing until about 3 a.m. So anyway, so let's pose it. Let's pose it to you guys. Best Thanksgiving you have shared together. Do you recall?
Can I go ahead and get on?
Sure.
I'm not going to write it down because I don't even know if this is Thanksgiving anymore. We're together a lot of holidays, and so, but I know it was a cooler holiday because of football and other sports going on. But I do remember one of these, and you can tell me if it's a Thanksgiving or not. But we did the meals, and we would go over to a family member's house, and we'd have kids that were probably 4 or 5, whatever, young, 3, 4, 5. And we'd get there at 1, and we'd have our lunch or brunch. Well, next thing you know, they want to sit down and they want to chat and everything. We realize we're in the long haul on these conversations. And lo and behold, these kids have to take a nap. So we're going to bite the bullet, jump on the grenade. We're going to go home. We'll take these kids. Yes. Ray, you and Brenna, stay here. Have some family fun. We'll do that. So we would go home and we'd put them down and we would start watching football or basketball. Sure. And we would pull out our computers and we'd sit down to a 2,000 plus person Texas Hold'em match. Yeah. He'd be on his computer, I'd be on mine. We'd be at the same table. We're cheating,
still losing.
Still losing. What hand do you have? What hand do I have? Right? We'd win. I remember we sat down and we won one we played one for how long?
Enough to where probably you played an hour. I played an hour.
CJ played
on there for an hour.
Lose half our money.
Oh, wow.
Right?
It was probably a 10-hour turn.
It was probably a 10-hour turn. We won it.
Are you kidding?
How much did we win?
$4. It was a $4 turn.
It's a $4. It took us forever. But I like you're betting late. And I remember that evening we bet on. Do you remember what we bet on that was super late? And we have no idea about the sport.
Cricket.
That's exactly. And we bid on it. Who did we bet on? India. We took India.
We won a cricket bet.
Yeah, we took it and it hit.
Yes.
It hit. But I don't remember if it were Christmas or Thanksgiving, but that's my Christmas memory.
Fabulous. Carson, I guess yours is probably similar.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Hickory's probably one of my favorite places in the world.
Oh, wow.
I grew up, I'm going to say South Georgia, but just south of Augusta. And something about the mountains, Hickory. Love coming up here ever since, first time I ever came up here. But there's two things I look forward to when I come up here. And it kind of reminds me of probably the first time I came up here was probably Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Executive, which is basically a steam shower.
Which I just got back from. Yes,
So
sir.
I've never worked out in the gym at Lake Hickory Country Club. I have walked right through the equipment hundreds of times.
Giving Perrin a high five.
Giving Perrin a high five, and I go straight to the steam. And it's a good hour. I mean, you
We're
go
in and out.
You go
Yes.
in and out, go take a shower, come back in.
Yes.
So steam and then Homer's for lunch. Went there today.
Oh, yeah.
Those are two things I look forward to. And it's probably the first, Thanksgiving was the first time I came here, so that was probably the first time I got to experience that. And so it's a staple that when I come to Hickory, I'm getting a steam and we're going to Homer's.
Love that. And actually, the majority of Hickory enjoyed those two things as well. So good job.
Take care of your body,
Yes.
then destroy your body.
Destroy your body.
Yes.
And it's,
So the first time you were in Hickory was Thanksgiving.
I think it was because Brent and I started dating in August.
So interesting.
And I think I came up here that Thanksgiving. That had been the day after Thanksgiving. Actually, it was because that was the first time I met Jeff Hines. Went to CJ Hines' house. Didn't really know him.
Yeah.
This guy will not sit still. He's floating around CJ's house like cleaning, moving. I said, man, he's stressing me out.
he stressed us out for years.
Yeah, Hickory legend, Mr. Hines,
Yep.
for sure. Absolutely. Fantastic fellow. Well, guys, that's pretty good. 6 for 7 out of the match game, brother-in-law edition. Something to be proud of.
Yeah,
something to be
I
proud
appreciate
of.
that.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you go see Todd, it's like the best. Like he's got a man cave, he's got big TV, he's got a bar.
Made of parquet floor from like the Boston Garden.
Yeah.
I mean, legit stuff. He's a big baseball dude, so he has baseball cards, baseball paraphernalia all over the man cave sign. Got pool table, foosball table, got those video games, that sit-down tabletops. It's got 500 games on it.
You need to send me a picture, please. I got to know what this place looks like.
I'll send it to you.
I'm sure there's crazy lighting,
Yes.
soundproof, because I'm sure you're blaring music.
Music till whenever. Yes.
Okay.
Time in the morning.
It sounds awesome.
It's incredible. Yes.
Sounds awesome. You got to send me a picture, please do.
We'll do it.
Okay, and you leave for tomorrow.
We leave tomorrow afternoon after we eat at my mom's at 2, and then we go straight to Todd's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And then it begins.
Then it begins.
And it begins.
Then it
yes.
begins. Okay. You going to the mountains after that? Get a tree?
We changed it to go to the beach. So listen to this. Listen to this weekend, homeboy. Dinner or lunch at my mom's, Tutu's. Leave there 2:00. Go to Todd and Julie's. Eat dinner with Jennifer's dad at 5. Party with Jennifer's mom and that part of the family at 8 till whenever. That's
How
what-
late's that? Like whenever,
Well,
we know your whenever's 2 to 4.
The party ends at 11. That's when Todd and I go back to his house.
Get in
and
the
that's-
hole.
We get in the hole. And that's when we get down to about 3 or whatever. Wake up in the morning Friday, 8 a.m. sharp. Drive to the beach. We got lunch at 12 at the beach.
With?
The family.
They leave too?
It's the whole family going to the beach. Normally we go to the mountains. They switched it. Then they've got a permit to build a bonfire. Listen to this. Y'all tell me if you've ever done this on the beach. Granted, my brother-in-law, my Jennifer's stepbrother, wants to make this really special. Building a bonfire on the beach, to me, I don't really want to do that. The only thing I can think of is Karate Kid. Do you remember when Daniel LaRusso was on the beach,
Yeah.
and got his ass whooped?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I envision, bonfire. It'll be cool. But I want to. It's
You worry about those
Thanksgiving.
skeleton guys coming out and whooping your
Exactly,
butt?
Johnny coming over and kicking me in the abdomen. I do not want any of that.
And you know there's a burn ban right now.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So-
Well,
I'm
you
assuming, where are you
Oh,
going?
we're
lifted today.
We're going to North Carolina Beach, so that would make sense. But
Listed
anyway,
today.
we got all that going. We
That's
got
aggressive.
bonfire. It's a lot of stuff. Bonfires going, dinner reservations here and there, and then we have to wake up Sunday and get Livia back to Columbia to go back to college.
God, how far is Columbia from Oak Island?
Her roommate or her friend Natalie's parents are actually going to do us a solid. They're going to meet us in Charlotte, grab Olivia, and then take her to Columbia so that we can come on to Hickory. Yeah. So I better be ready.
Sounds terrible. Sounds great.
It sounds fantastic.
Terrible.
A lot of stuff.
Sounds
but
great.
Thanksgiving is only a time for rest and relaxation.
And you know what the crazy thing is most people would think today, let's take it easy. Let's kind of go into this, go to bed early, maybe take a nap, do something. What's your plan for this evening?
Great lead in, Hank. Great lead in. So as you and I have talked about for many moons on this podcast, back in the day, when you would come back from college, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, that Wednesday night, you'd go to the tap room or go to the tavern or wherever it might be, and all the people from college, your high school buddies, years before you and years after would meet. Do you remember this?
Of course.
That was the main time that you would get together for the holiday and kind of you'd get it on.
Well, yeah.
It would be on.
And it was your time to judge. You'd be like, man, that dude let himself go. Or can you remember? She didn't look like that then.
Freshman 15, all that stuff. So exactly. So I haven't done that in a long time, but guess what? What's going down tonight, Hank?
Oh, you're going?
We're going.
Tap room?
We're going to another place called the Barley Market,
Yeah.
where our producer, a man of many talents, will be performing. It's like a Thanksgiving tradition that these bands get together and perform on this night. And so they're doing it tonight, and I'm finally going to go check it out.
That sounds like fun. Hey, what I will tell you is don't venture over to the tap room or the one right beside the Barley Market. What's that one called?
Dive Bar.
Dive Bar. You know why?
Why?
You're going to look like you're 103 years old. Because everybody in that place is 21.
That's right.
If not 19.
If not 19
If
years
not
old.
19.
Yes.
And so you're going to be creepy guy sitting against the wall. You stay at Barley Market. I'm sure there's just fine people there.
Yes.
But those two tend to get the high schoolers.
Sure, I understand. I do not look 103 years old. I look more like 28, Hank. Come on. Now, Carson, share with me, in Atlanta, did y'all have something similar, or South Georgia, did you have something similar when y'all would get together for the holidays?
We had or where I grew up was Waynesboro, Georgia. Had 5,000 people. So it was really, when we came home from college, we would have a little get together, but it was more about seeing my family.
Sure.
We would go out, but nothing, I wouldn't say anything memorable.
Right.
But, that's probably why I think Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, because there's no pressure. It's not like, I got to buy presents or, whatever the reason may be, is I get to come up to Hickory and I get to just hang out.
That's
now, granted,
really...
I know there's stress with the mainly the moms and the grandmothers and the wives cooking, which that's another story that we tried to eliminate.
Yeah, we tried to.
And
that didn't happen.
We tried to do the same thing for our parents. So what happened? You said, we're going to take care of this. You guys don't need to worry about cooking. And what was the answer? What happened?
Our mother-in-law said the food was not up to par on the sides. So she's going to do all the side cooking.
Yeah, so we
I love it.
We went and ordered from the club.
Yes.
Okay? Got turkey, green beans, mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, all that stuff. The reason we did that is so nobody had to worry. You just keep it warm.
No stress.
Keep it warm.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Well, now, my mother-in-law wants to ensure the quality of these sides. Not the turkey, but the sides.
Right.
So she's doing all of them. Now, what did that do? That caused my wife and Carson's wife to say, well, we don't want all that pressure. Maybe we should help your mom. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's making sides, right? Now, all of a sudden, we're cooking freaking Thanksgiving
Domino
dinner.
effect.
Absolutely it is.
So what does that mean? I have to go out and lay corn with my father-in-law this morning for the hunt on Friday.
For the hunt.
Yes.
So that's that's one of our traditions.
That's awesome.
And so tomorrow night, we'll eat. Tomorrow night, we'll go out to the 58 acres we have in Vail, and we have a little cabin out there. And last year, Carson and my father-in-law and I went out there, and we took Tupperware of turkey, and we heated it in a pot on a little burner, ate it out of there, right? I mean, it wasn't like any kind of gourmet meal.
Yeah.
But we slept on cots. We drank.
So you'll spend the night out there on Thursday night.
On Thursday night.
Wow.
And we sleep on cots and so Carson said to me one day when we were out there, I was like, I know he's got liquor in here. And so there was a bin that I opened it up. That man has enough liquor in this little thing that nobody stays at.
Liquor store.
It would kill like a team of football players.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got bottle after bottle after bottle, and we're going to try a couple of them.
Sure.
So we went out today. Harry says, "Hey, Carson, look in the cabinet, make sure we got enough liquor." I counted a half gallon of Tito's.
Okay.
He loves
Peach.
Crown Royal Peach.
Yes.
3/5, unopened. Rock and Rye. Gin. And a bunch of airplane bottles.
A bunch of airplane bottles.
Bunch, like 30 of them.
Now, we're only
we're
there for
good.
12 hours.
Just missing tequila, and I think you got it all covered. You know?
Yeah, we got
And
a
I'm
lot.
sure there might be some
LIT.
tequila
We
in
can make
it.
an LIT.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, damn, that sounds fabulous.
Well, are we invited tonight?
Of course you are. And actually, I hope that you guys make an appearance. Again, this won't be like the old school days where you'd stay until the bar closed at 2, figure out a way home, and then you sleep all day until mom says Thanksgiving is ready. It's not one of those nights. It's going to be just a couple hours.
Hey, listen,
I've heard that.
listen,
We've heard that before.
we've heard that
A
one.
couple hours.
Yeah,
Yes.
even hey,
Wait,
listen, that ain't happening.
One more hand.
One more hand.
one more hand, y'all.
One more drink. One more
song.
beer.
One more song.
One more
One
song.
Just listen to
That's
one more
Chatty's
song.
favorite line. One more.
So, the side thing. So, are you going to have like all these leftover sides because everybody's making them and the club?
Oh, no,
still
we
making them?
shut down the
You
club.
shut down
We're
the
only
club.
getting the turkey from the club.
Okay.
Yeah, we shut down
But
the.
we will hit a steam in the morning.
We will hit a steam because we got to pick them up at 9:30, and so why wouldn't we go there, steam, then pick them up?
Fabulous plan, dude. Fabulous plan. Well, good. It sounds like you guys have it all covered. Another fantastic Thanksgiving in the books. It's right around the corner. Can't wait. My favorite holiday, too, Carson.
He says that about every holiday.
No. So, and actually, I'm going to put Hank on the spot. We've talked about this before. We might hit you up, too, Carson. Let's go top 5 holidays. All right, let's go top 5. We'll start with 5 being the least favorite all the way to 1. We've done it before. Flag Day was up there top.
Flag
it was
Day.
way up
Flag
there.
Day wasn't up there.
I think it was number 2 for you last time. Let's.
Hey, have we ever had a guest in studio step away to make a drink
never-
mid-show?
Yes, this is a first.
It's
ladies and gentlemen.
unprecedented.
And I hope you guys heard the liquor pouring over the ice. It was a fabulous sound. Carson, you fit in very well here, sir. Cheers to you. Okay, so Hank is going to bless us with his top 5 holidays. And in the meantime, Carson, jot yours down too, so we can have a record of your rankings. So, Hank, let's start with number 5. Number 5 for Hank's hierarchy for Thanksgiving edition. Top 5 holidays.
See, what ends up happening here, Carson, is he likes to, he's been thinking about this bit for, I don't know what he's going to say because he's not that witty. And so he's got to think about this for a week. And so now, but what he likes to do is he likes to say, okay, Hank, new bit. How about you do this 1 through 5? So, okay, I'll say my top 5. We're going 5 to 1. My top 5, I think number 5 would be New Year's. Okay, New Year's is a great thing. It
Little
marks
overrated.
a big,
It's a little overrated to me, but go ahead, continue.
I always do it at home. I don't
Yep.
care to be out and do it, but it's always like, it's the beginning of a new year, fresh start. People like you hit the gym for 3 days while we've been doing it the entire year.
Yeah, executives. Yeah, whatever. Executives team.
but
Hang
I
on,
mean-
let's let Carson hit 5. You got that? Your 5.
But I think it's the start of new things.
Okay, fair enough. Carson,
Probably my
5.
5th is Memorial Day. It's the start of summer.
Okay.
Yes.
It's usually a
Like
long
that.
weekend where Hank and I will either go up to the mountains or they'll come to Atlanta or we'll go up to Hickory. But I just like it because it's the start of summer, man.
Love that. That's a good feeling. The start of summer, kids are getting ready to get out of school, vacations are getting ready to start. Love that. Hank, 4.
Number 4 would be the 4th of July. It's warm. It's kind of like you go out on the lake. Everybody's included. It's the one that New Year's. The reason why they're 4 and 5 is because it's not family oriented as much. Like you're not like every other one that I have going forward is like memories of family stuff. But the 4th is kind of, it's a fun holiday. I feel like
Fireworks, dude. Fireworks.
I love good fireworks.
And baseball. Carson, 4.
Number 4, I'm going Labor Day, start of football season. I'm a college football guy.
Good.
That's when college football starts.
Good. Yeah. Plus
day
you get
off.
that day off too.
Day off, word. So,
Isn't it funny? The beginning of summer, Memorial Day, perfect. The beginning of fall, football starts,
Yep.
Labor Day.
Yep.
I mean, whoever came up with these, brilliant. You know how they separate these holidays? Brilliant.
Yes.
Is that the definition of a brilliant man? It's just thinking, putting a date with a date.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the perfect scheduling. Go ahead. Yeah.
Somehow muscled her way to the very front of this picture.
Easily, yeah.
Easily her favorite. I think Halloween is kind of, for me, I would not have put that even close, but the reason that I put it at 3 now, and really for the next 3 of my favorites, is what it meant for, taking Harris out, seeing him in costumes, having fun. So I like Halloween.
By the way, did he go as bottle of sriracha again? 7 years in a row?
7 years in a row. Sriracha.
Sriracha.
Yes.
Well done. Carson, 3.
All right, 3. I'm going to split Labor Day and Memorial Day and go 4th of July. Good beach time.
Yes.
Beach time means beer.
Mm-hmm.
It's very patriotic. I love my country, so
Yes, sir.
why not go 4th of July?
Hey.
Can't go wrong there, sir. 2, Hank.
Number 2 is Christmas. Christmas. I've always enjoyed it. I've got video on my phone of every Christmas for the last 14 years, since Harris has been born. And I always love watching them because it's like the excitement, all that, none of the presents. You realize that the presents are the byproduct of kids and stuff like that. But, having time with family, I always love the church service that, the evening before, just a good holiday.
Does it take you back when you see Harris getting ready to come down the stairs or walk in the room to when you were that age and you were feeling the excitement? You remember that feeling that you had right before?
For sure. For sure.
I can never, and that feeling is a feeling you never want to leave your memory.
Yeah.
That feeling of
Right.
excitement. Because we don't have that as we get older much anymore. I mean, there's a few things that still really make us feel that way, but it's very fleeting. That memory will
Question for
always
y'all.
stay strong. Yes.
Do y'all feel like you're a failure when it comes to how your Christmas is for your kids as when you were? I feel like my parents did the best job of when I walked into the room, it's like, dude, Christmas is here.
Yeah.
And then I feel like our kids walk in, I'm like, they probably aren't as excited as I was when I was
Right.
little. But
Such a fabulous
know,
question.
I'm like-
I think about that often too. You know what I try? This is a great question. I'll answer it my way, and Hank, you can answer it your way. I almost try to set up the scene exactly
100%.
how the way I see Jennifer, the way she did it was different than the way I did it.
Yes.
So we would talk and say, before, when our kids were growing up, like, this is how I did it, and tell me kind of how you do it. So we combine them, but in my mind, it's set up almost exactly the way that I grew up.
Let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Ray and I have this problem too. Did Santa wrap presents for you?
Santa did not wrap.
Santa did not wrap presents.
Santa did not
No.
wrap. Santa's stuff was sitting on the couch.
Santa
kinda
somehow
hanging
built trampolines.
up. Amazing. This Santa guy.
See, Santa wrapped all mine. Like it was probably, I don't know, but Santa wrapped all mine. So every time you'd walk down, everything was wrapped except a bike or whatever was big or whatever.
I mean, Santa couldn't wrap that.
I guess not. Lazy SOB.
Come on, Santa. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. So I don't know. Number 2.
Number 2, Carson.
Number 2 for me, really just to kind of piggyback what Hank said, is definitely Christmas. It's it's just that time of year that it's just anticipation. It's the build up to it. It's everything about Christmas. It's you feel like you just have that peace.
Yes.
But this will be the first year that there's no Santa Claus in our house. So Eliza's 10.
Mm-hmm.
She came to Brenna about 3 months ago and said, "Mom, tell me the truth. Is Santa real?" And Brenna, being the honest mom she is, she's like, "No. Why did you tell me that? Why did you tell me that? Tell me he's real." So she was mad, but the pressure's off of that elf. We don't have to do that anymore. We'll still do it, but the pressure of, I think it's just that covering our bases to think Santa Claus is real, which I think will be nice.
Yeah.
It'll be sad,
It's a little
bittersweet.
sad.
It'll be bittersweet, but the stress of having to cover our tracks with everything from the Santa letter to,
Right.
everything. So looking forward to it. But like I said, it's bittersweet. But number 2 for me is Christmas.
Awesome. And I'll share this one quick story. I told Hank this. So my daughter, Olivia, is 4 years older than Lucy Rose. And so I think Olivia, I cannot remember exactly how old, maybe 9 or 10, similar to you. And I remember her coming up. She's a very wise person, right? And so she came up and she said, "Dad, just level with me. is Santa real or not? Because I have a really good notion that he is not real.
What do you do?
And so I said, well, Olivia, he's real in spirit, but he might not really come down the chimney. And then she looked at me and she was like, you're a liar. Because she was saying you lied. She wanted me to be honest with her, like since she was little, but she understood. But she was like, you mean you've been lying this whole time? I was like, no, we were just trying to keep the magic real. And she said, I will not tell Lucy Rose because I want the magic for her to stay real. And she understood this as like an 8 or 9 year old.
Awesome.
So it was incredible. But
That's wisdom.
It's wisdom. She is sagacious, wise beyond her years. So,
That's a lot of her mama. I can tell you that. That has nothing to do with
no doubt
you.
about that. No doubt about that. But anyway, your story reminded me of that. So thank you for sharing.
You know, one of my favorite stories about Christmas, and I'm going to kind of throw him down a road here. I remember, you, Carson.
Normal.
He called me one day. He goes, had a rough scenario this morning. I said, why's that? He said, their elf's name was Boy.
Boy.
They called him Boy, right? So Boy hadn't been moved, right?
Uh-oh.
Girls get up. Girls get up. He realizes they're in the hall, right? And did you say there was glass broken? When you came out of your room, he came out of his room, and let's just say he was ill prepared and maybe didn't have on any pants.
Well, let's just stop right there for a second. Okay. I sleep different. Most guys sleep bottom, no top. I go the opposite.
He goes top, no bottom.
Top, no bottom, but I don't want to catch a cold. So that's why I put a shirt on.
Interesting.
Catch a cold, but you got to be free. So I came out, was not prepared. Because Brenna jumped out of the bed. We forgot to move the elf. And I'm like, oh, I got some T-shirt on.
T-shirt on, yeah.
So
imagine navigating down the hall, trying to call his girls back, pulling his shirt down, which you know undershirts after you wash them 5 million times, they get short.
They go, yeah, exactly.
I go straight white. White.
Yes.
Yeah, white
undershirt.
Hanes.
So
he's trying to pull that thing down, tell those girls to get back to bed. I laughed for hours knowing that story happened.
Did it work? Did you get in Boy moved?
Brenna shot behind me. Did I think she may have just thrown it in the kitchen somewhere?
Right. Yes.
But
Boy got moved.
We dodged the bullet.
Took care of Boy.
Boy got moved.
Well done. All right, let's wrap it up here, Hank. So I guess number one for you is
Thanksgiving.
Of course.
I mean, I give you a hard time about it. Thanksgiving, there's stages in Thanksgiving that I think are so much fun and like bring a lot of like Carson and I always in the morning have like jobs to do, right? One of them is to get in the steam. The other is buy turkeys and stuff like that. And then, it's the hustle to get to dinner. This year's the only year that we're not like run into somebody. I mean, we've done it before where it's not, but we're at my house. They're staying in my house. So we'll eat dinner and then we'll have a little bit of time maybe to relax until we go out to hunt. But it's like, sit down, watch some football maybe, relax. It's the first year we've done this in our new house, which is going to be cool. Yep. So I don't know. I'm excited about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carson.
Piggyback off that again. It's Thanksgiving. It's like I said. It's especially for me. It's no stress. And I think the older we all get, and y'all do a good job when I'm listening to y'all, is living in the moment. Sure. Taking in experiences and just knowing that we may not get Thanksgiving next year. You don't know what tomorrow brings, and Thanksgiving is just a good reminder of just enjoying family, enjoying friends. So
wonderful.
Absolutely.
Great answer.
Greatest holiday ever. Thanksgiving.
Yes, absolutely. Before we move on to our next fun little game that we've got prepared for you guys. So when does the Christmas spirit pop into you? I mean, recently, and this is so sad to say, I have not been getting really into the spirit of everything until literally like crunch time. It used to be right after Thanksgiving, I would start feeling a little different. My heart would feel a little bit more kind. I was feeling a little bit more peaceful, whatever the words are. But now, all this hustle and bustle, I don't start feeling it. Last year, I don't remember feeling it until I was Christmas Eve service, in the church.
I thought you would have said in CVS when you're buying presents. I
really feel the spirit then too when I'm buying that last little what is it, chocolate Santa at CVS and
Trinket.
the $1.99 line. But anyway, y'all tell me a little bit about that. We'll move on to the next thing. Christmas spirit, when does it kind of get into you? Is it coming later?
Well, I think I got to fight it a little bit because I think it's crap that people want to do it like in August. So, I mean, you got pumpkin spice shoved down your throat in October. I hate that. So for me, my office manager makes me put up decorations. She'll make us put up decorations on Monday. Coming up.
Oh, yes, following up after
following.
Thanksgiving. Yes.
So I think we put huge 5-foot wreaths on the front of our building, right? So I'll do that on Monday. And I think that's the start of it. Like I start to feel a little bit, but it's got to be cold. Like this past weekend, we played in a golf tournament and it was 80 degrees, right? So I cannot even begin to have any type of Christmas spirit if it's 50 or above. Sure. So
what if it's 52?
I have a little spirit, like
and Christmas music,
Chad spirit.
Christmas music popping right after Thanksgiving is okay. Anytime before, you just turn it off. Don't listen to it. I don't listen to it. But after Thanksgiving, it's okay.
It's all right.
Feel good with you?
Same.
Okay.
I do. I'm thankful that the Thanksgiving came a week earlier this year. It gives you extra time to like prepare. Instead of the 3 weeks, I think we got 4.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is now. So
Can you believe it's almost here?
Yeah.
No.
I can't. I mean, even the middle of even November 15th, I can't get into Christmas yet.
Yeah, me either. Same way.
I mean, November 1st, the day after Halloween. Now so many companies come around and they do the professional lighting at people's houses.
Yes.
November 1st at 10 a.m. I'm riding by. Our neighbor is they had a company putting up Christmas lights. November 1st.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it is funny, kind of like talking about the grand scheme of things. When people used to say days are long, years are short, like I was like, yeah, right. That is exactly true.
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like we were just getting through Christmas. Like I when I see stuff like on Harris, I was like, oh, he just got that for Christmas. That was 11 months ago.
Yeah.
Those shoes have holes in them and whatever else. So, I mean, it's amazing how quickly it happens.
We're not going to talk about this episode. We don't have the time, but my daughter sent me, I don't know if you remember last year, Hank, the things that happened really terrible to me and my family right after Thanksgiving. We bought the tree. It got filled with aphids all throughout the house. I had to throw out the window December 10th, all these blah, blah, blah list of things. So I picked her up from Columbia yesterday, and she knew we were doing the podcast today. She was like, hey, if you get a chance to talk about, there's 15 things that I read out loud, like, we got through this, but we got through it. Mm-hmm. And this is a new year. But it's crazy. That was just last year, and it's boom, we're already here again. So anyway, we'll talk about it in the Christmas edition of the Big Fan, but buying a Christmas tree infested with those aphids is about the worst thing that could ever happen. It was out in the front yard like 4 days later, and we didn't have a Christmas tree. That sucks.
You didn't do the rest of the year with that Christmas tree?
We had one of the little Charlie Brown ones, and we put it in. So we had a Christmas tree, but we had this beautiful one. And then you see all them bugs crawling around. You don't want to mess with
You're going to check the...
Exactly. We're
going to check the
this
trunk.
year for sure. All right, gentlemen. Well done. Let's move into our third segment of the show. We're going to call this the Big Fan... excuse me. Family Feud edition. Here we go. Okay, so Hank, Carson, what we're doing here on that Big Fan Family Feud edition, we're going to do it a little bit different than they do it on the television show. Carson, we'll start with you. You're our guest. I'm going to ask a question of you. You're going to start by trying to get, for this one, the top 6 answers. You can go until you get a then Hank's get a chance to steal. If Hank steals, he gets that point because he got the last one. If he does it, you get the point. Whoever wins, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 topics. Whoever wins, I'm buying them a liquor drink after the show.
Did you just count blank sheets of paper? No. Okay, so you got it. Okay. Wait a minute. You're going to buy... Are you going to buy us one from the liquor we brought in?
Exactly. I'm going to pour you a liquor drink
of the liquor that you brought in,
that you guys brought
you're
in,
drinking of
that
ours.
I'm drinking of yours. Okay? Does that sound fair?
No complaints here.
Let's go. Okay.
Carson goes first.
Carson goes first.
All right. Yes, first.
Now I'm going to explain this question to you, but it will make sense once you hear it. Name something about a female turkey that's so sexy that a male turkey cannot wait to gobble her up. Meaning, what do you find attractive in the opposite sex? What would I'm making a Thanksgiving kind of topic. All right. So let's go. We have 6 We have 6 answers here. What would something about a female turkey that's so sexy that a male turkey can't wait to gobble her up? Carson, we'll start with you.
Let's go feathers.
Feathers. Number 1 answer.
Really?
Feathers on the booty is actually the number 1 answer. Congratulations, Carson. You're up next. Keep going.
Can I go turkey breast?
Turkey breast. Number 2 answer. Plump breast, as they have it here.
3, let's go rump.
Rump.
What would that be?
Booty, that would be
Booty. So, booty. No. There is no rump here. I'm sorry. Carson, Hank, you have a chance to steal and actually win the point for round 1. So you have 4 options, 4 answers left. Name something about a female turkey that's so sexy that a male turkey would want to gobble her up.
I got 2, so I'll just go with one.
You need to go with one.
I'll go with her very sexy legs.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Mr. Eimer. Long, sexy legs, number 3. I will give you the rest of them.
I might. Can I have one guess?
Keep going. Keep going.
Lips/beak.
Bingo. Hot face or beak? 5. We have 2 more left, Hank.
Okay. I would go with he already said feathers. He said rump. I don't know.
Yeah, so number 4 was a sexy strut, right?
Okay.
And,
Branson?
yes, and last, number 6 was a angelic voice or call, a rooster call, chicken call, rooster call, turkey call. All right, so Hank, congratulations. You've been awarded the first point in the Family Feud Big Fan Thanksgiving edition. Perfect. All right, Hank, you get a start. Question 2, name something a wife might yell at her husband for doing on Thanksgiving Day.
Watching football.
Number 1 answer, watching sports. Continue, Hank.
Overcooking the turkey.
Overcooking the turkey. Number 6. We have 8 answers here.
I got to get 8.
You have to get 8.
Not taking out the trash.
Not helping clean. We're going to give you that to you. Number 4.
Yelling at the kids.
Let's go with can't give it to you.
Oh, I got another one, but I will see.
Carson, the chance to steal here. You got lots of options here.
There are a lot of options. That's a lot of stress.
Yes,
because I could not get one of these. 7.
Feeling pretty confident you're going to get this. Let's go. Name something a wife might yell at her husband for doing on Thanksgiving Day.
For doing.
Yes, for doing on Thanksgiving Day, or not doing.
Or not doing.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say helping prep.
Preparing the food, yes, number 7. Congratulations, Carson. Do you have any others? Because there are some really good ones that you're leaving.
Nothing.
Doing
nothing.
That would fit in there somewhere.
Pushing down in-laws.
Not on the list, but yes, I'm sure that's been there before. Here are the other ones. Snacking before dinner. Who knows? I mean, shit.
We're going to do that anyway.
We're going to do it anyway, too. Did we say sleeping or napping?
That was on my list.
That was, of course, that's bad turkey carving.
Okay.
Carving of the bird. Getting hammered.
How did we miss that one?
And last but not least, burping or farting at the dinner table. Okay. All right. So we're tied here at 1-1. Carson, you're going to lead this one off. Okay. Which kind of pants are the best to wear when you're planning to overeat at Thanksgiving? What kind of pants are the best to wear when you're planning to overeat at Thanksgiving? Now, there's only 4 answers. And so it's a tough category. It's a tough category. I think you could probably get a couple, and then there's one that might be impossible to get, but let's try. So what would you think? What kind of pants?
I mean, I'm going coach's shorts. It's not on there, but I'm going coach's shorts. They're spandex, and they expand.
Would coach's shorts equal stretch shorts or stretch pants?
I don't know.
I think they would.
I definitely think. Congratulations. You've got, and actually, that is the number 2 overall answer.
What is the number 1? Man, I'm going to go number 1, maybe gym shorts. Mesh.
Sorry, Carson, I can't give that to you. It's in the same category as the coach's shorts and the other type of shorts. Hank, your chance to steal.
Okay, I'm going out on a limb here. It's the first thing I thought of, so I've got to be true to myself.
Sure.
It's probably not on the list. I'm going no pants.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. No
That's
pants.
what I do when I sleep.
No pants number 4. Well done. Number 1, your typical sweat pant.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
typical sweat pants,
I had
right?
sweatpant as one.
Yes.
Mesh.
Yes. We had, which to me, this makes no sense, jeans. Number 2.
Jeans are terrible.
That's an awful selection. And number 3, overalls. Who wears overalls?
What?
But
Uncle
anyway,
Jesse.
Yeah, Uncle Jesse wears overalls.
That's it. I don't know.
Hank,
Where are you getting
congratulations.
these?
This is
this
America.
Google search?
We asked America, and this is what they came back with.
Fake
okay.
America.
Hank, congratulations. 2
2-1.
to 1. And I believe you're leading this
I am.
category.
How many categories you got?
Actually, this is the last category.
Right.
This is big. This
This is a
is
big one.
This is to
means,
seal the deal.
and this is double whammies. So if you win this one, so you get
Loser
a
has
chance
to
to
take
win.
a shot.
Loser has to take a shot. And the person who wins this gets 2 points. So you can win it all, Carson, with this, or Hank dominates. Here we go.
A lot of pressure.
Name a reason you might not go to your in-laws for Thanksgiving. Name a reason you might not go to your in-laws for Thanksgiving. Hank, there are 7 answers.
Oh my
There are
gosh.
7 answers. And let's begin with you.
You might as well have said there were 1,000,000. 7. I wrote down 2 quick, and then I don't know what else to do
Okay,
here.
we have the same 2 ones.
Okay, first
Probably.
one, COVID. Or
Illness, number 4.
Illness.
Very nice. Very
Okay.
nice. Okay, good job. Continue.
this does not pertain to me and Carson, but hate them.
Number 1 answer. Do not like them at all. We fight too much.
Do not like
Quote,
them at all. We fight too much.
Yes,
Okay.
number 1 answer.
House too small.
So close, but
Give
I
it to
can't
him.
give it to
You
you.
can't give it to him.
It's so close.
right.
It's so close.
What is that? What's the answer?
So the answer would be
Well, you
We-
can tell. Yeah,
It's close. I won't get that one. We'll-
it's we don't like their house.
Dude,
You know,
give that
I mean,
to him. That's
yeah,
good.
okay, that's
That's
fair.
good. We'll
okay,
give it to him.
Got it. That's fair.
There's 7 of them.
I'm not getting all 7. I can tell you that
I'm not
right
gonna
now.
Get one of them. I'm taking the shot. I'm getting the liquor bottle now.
I'm getting the liquor bottle now. Allergic to their pet.
Typically a great answer, but in this case, I'm sorry.
Okay, good luck. Good luck, Carson.
So Carson, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more answers that can bring a victory home.
What's the question?
To little South Georgia.
What's the question?
The question
question.
again, I will repeat. Name a reason you might not go to your in-laws for Thanksgiving.
I got to work, man.
Oh, he did get it. He got one. It has to be on there.
I work on Thanksgiving.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This
work
guy get
at
it.
number
This
7.
guy get it.
Congratulations.
Number 7.
Unbelievable.
One person said.
brings it in.
Shot.
Shot. All right, do you want to get some other ones?
Oh, I have no idea. Look, did you see me? Like, don't
That's
have
tough.
pants. They don't let me not wear pants, and that's what I like to eat Thanksgiving.
I mean, some of these
Terrible
makes
food.
it terrible food. Number 2.
oh, terrible food.
Live too far away. Distance.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3. The other one that we didn't get, they're dead. That was one. They're dead. They're not alive anymore.
Okay. All right.
Wow. So anyway, guys, well done.
did it.
Congratulations.
You get to take a shot.
Job
I
well done.
will.
Hank gets
I'll do
to
it in
take
the
a
steam
shot.
room.
Yes. Perfect.
So I got a
perfect.
question for you.
Shoot.
I don't know how much time we got left. I'm trying to keep
No, we dictate this time.
So every year, I've got a friend who rents a house down in Alamorada for like a month.
Yeah.
So he has a guys' week. And so we go down there, go fishing, just have a good time. And this year, we roll in there, and the TV's not working other than the Roku channel. We find the Bob Barker years. And it is, we start watching
Price is Right.
Price is Right
Yeah.
from 1973. Ooh. And if you want to talk about not politically correct, it was Bob Barker.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine.
Who is a bigger creep, Bob Barker or the old man on Family Feud?
Family
What was
Feud,
his name?
Richard Dawson.
Richard Dawson.
Richard Dawson.
Dude, if you'd have watched 1973 Bob Barker,
Oh, I'm just
Was
saying.
he kissing ladies on the mouth?
I know he was grabbing them.
it was not family friendly.
Wow.
He would get away with so much stuff then.
Yeah.
He would yell at contestants. All contestants row was nothing but women.
Yeah.
He had no men. No men got caught up. It was just
Hot women, too, probably.
It was. I mean, so
You know, he got sued a
If you
bunch
got the-
for his the girls that would do.
He did get sued.
He got sued a bunch. Yeah.
so
I think, did The guy from
Richard
Family
Dawson.
Dawson
He got fired specifically because
of
Those were
sexual harassment.
Two creeps.
absolutely.
I loved them though.
They're fabulous.
I love
Hey,
it.
if you do, go
shows.
watch the Bob Barker years and some of the Showcase Showdown items.
Yeah.
He gave away a plane.
He gave away a
You remember
plane?
the single plane?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But
Yes.
that was one of the gifts. Who would give away a plane?
Just could you
That was
imagine?
part of the gift. Like
Could you imagine C.J. Hines taking off in the plane?
plane?
He'd erect
Interesting,
that.
though, the only channel you get is The Price is Right.
Well,
70
the only
years
thing that we
on the
get
Roku.
was the Roku channel. It was the Roku
channel.
app.
Yes, gotcha.
And on there was the Price is Right
Got it.
Barker years, and we started watching it.
Yes.
For 7 days straight, that is all that was on that TV was the Barker.
Amazing.
Hey, do you know I don't know if it was on Instagram or what, it might have been on Twitter, but it was a Richard Dawson compilation of kisses, and it might have been 300. It was like all the ladies had kissed. Dude, that guy just loved women.
Yes, he
They
did.
should do a documentary on just those two people.
That's a brilliant idea.
Wouldn't it? Just
Brilliant
those
idea.
two.
Yeah. You know, Richard Dawson was in The Running Man.
Dawson.
Do you remember The Running Man?
he the host?
It was the host of that during that
Oh,
movie.
he was.
He was. Richard
Yeah.
Dawson.
I love The Running
same
Man.
kind of character
Yep.
that he was in
Yep.
The Family Feud.
I love The Running Man.
Yeah. So, anyway, thanks for bringing that up. But before we leave you guys today, we've got a couple things, Hank, that we need to talk about. Hickory High School sports.
It's amazing right now.
Okay. Tell the audience a little bit about what's going on right
I
now.
mean, we just saw. Okay, so earlier in the year, the girls golf team sent two girls to the state playoffs. One came in 7th, Lillian Bowman, and then Claire Graham came in like 32nd or somewhere in there. So pretty amazing finish from there. Daniel Willis trying to get Coach of the Year in other sports. You see what he's doing here in the conference? He's trying to get Coach of the Year in these other sports. So you got to watch out for Daniel Willis. Then we had soccer go all the way to the state finals, play first in flight. Injury plagued him. They had a kid break his leg in the second to last game, and a kid tore his ACL or MCL or something like that.
Yes.
And they weren't able to fend off a really tough first in flight team from the coast. Mm-hmm. And then
However, 3 finals in 3 years and one state championship, pretty impressive.
very impressive. Very impressive. Coach has done an amazing job there.
Yes.
And they have some young talent too coming up. Mm-hmm. And then we'll talk about 2 other sports. Football is in the third round. Yeah, third round. Just beat up on AC Reynolds, getting ready to play West Henderson. Yes. 2 teams that are somewhat similar. They've got a kid that's a wide receiver that's a NC State commit who's just a athletic dude.
Incredible athlete, yeah.
Right? They got a quarterback that's pretty good. They've got a running back that's pretty good. But the word on the street is the AC Reynolds had the best defense of the Mountain teams, and if they couldn't keep us under 50,
We hung 61.
then they're not going to be able to do it. So, but it's going to be it's going to be tough because they got better offense, more athletic play. I mean, more athletic than the other team. Hickory's just way athletic. Did you see Stober threw for like 525?
Hickory High School record.
Point total is 81 in that game, by the way.
Oh, not that he's checking the over under.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. We're actually going to go to the game.
Are
Yeah.
you really?
We are.
Yeah.
Growing up in Georgia, it's football. That's what I had to learn about. Georgia, North Carolina, Marion Brennan. It's all basketball up here. But we were pulling up the 2 teams last night and looking at the stats, and dude, it's going to be a shootout.
Oh, it's going to be a fun football game to watch.
It's going to be a track meet.
Do you know that he did a Georgia high school football photography book?
Mm-hmm. No kidding.
Yep.
It was published. I've got it.
I know a good printer.
Went to
You need to
a
reprint that book.
Valdosta,
Yes.
Georgia.
Yeah.
I'd never seen. There was 40,000 people at a football game.
Wow.
Valdosta versus Lowndes, which is the county in Valdosta.
Is that like 5A, 6A? What is that?
Georgia's right now. There's 7A in Georgia. We're going down to 6A because of the travel. Those South Georgia schools that are huge have to travel to Atlanta, so they're realigning. Anyway, I went down there, got there at 2:00. They canceled school for this game, and it looked like a college tailgate. Like people outside the stadium with it was 11:00 in the morning
Unbelievable.
when I got down there, and it was something else. But I'm looking forward to this game Friday.
Yes.
It's going to be a track meet.
And you got Jamie and Little, who's a receiver who has already got an offer from NC State. Mm-hmm. Did you hear he just got an offer from Virginia Tech?
Did not, but that's awesome.
Then you've got Ellis Chapel, who's great. You know, he scored a lot of touchdowns fast, kickoff returner, also a slot receiver.
Yes.
Or no, he's a receiver. Then you have Medley, who's crazy quick, kind of slot. And then you got Isaiah Lackey, who is like the Jerome Bettis of running backs.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he is just a bad man.
And then the quarterback
And then
that leads
Stover.
them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stover. I mean, I think he's kind of a quiet guy. Like I can't believe he hadn't signed yet because what he's doing is amazing.
It is.
And I mean, he is a good kid, works hard, grades are good. I can't wait to see what happens to him.
Carson, give me odds that Hickory High brings home the state championship. What would you put it right now? With about 1, 2, 3, I guess we have 3 more games that would to go after this. Is that or 2 more after this?
2 more.
2 more after this.
So one thing I learned, there's an East and a West in North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
right? So the
Yeah,
winner
they don't do it that way.
wins.
Oh, really?
I mean, I guess the end result is the same. I mean, but there's an East and a West here.
Yeah.
From the teams that I looked at, I think Hickory's got a good chance.
Okay.
I mean, the quarterback's got 42 passing touchdowns. It's unheard of in high school football.
Amazing.
Yeah.
2 interceptions or something?
Yeah,
4, something like that?
2.
And this is coming from my father-in-law who knows absolutely nothing about high school football. Their running back for the other team, he's 200,000 yard or 202,000 yard rusher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says he's hurt. We have
He,
no idea.
he got pulled out because of an ankle
we
injury.
have no idea if he's going to play.
And we have no idea if
We're
he's going to play.
limited.
But the coach seemed to believe he'd be back for Hickory.
But I mean, he averages 160, 170 yards a game, so that's a big loss. if he can.
And our Hickory's defense is good, but if you look at the total team, it's probably
Let's be
the
real.
offense.
Let's be real. They just want to outscore you.
Yeah.
They're the Loyola Marymount of 1991.
Let's do it.
Name 2 members off that Loyola Marymount team.
Can one be dead?
Bo Kimball,
Yes.
Hank Gathers.
Hank Gathers.
Thank you very much.
The coach was Jerry West, wasn't it?
No,
Westball.
Westfall.
That's right.
Exactly.
Westfall.
Never forget watching those guys in the tournament those years. They were unbelievable. Up and down. Release the threes. Let's get up and down. No defense. Let's just outscore you.
That's just how
You know who did that style of play? Daniel Willis at VMI, and then they took it because that's the kind of personnel he had. He was like, "This is what we got to do," and him and their head coach did the same thing. Right. And the recruiting process, it's fascinating. When I go to watch a Hickory High game, and that was the other team I was going to talk about is Hickory High basketball. If you want to watch excitement, go to a Hickory High basketball game because they are going to be lights out this year. Yes. Lights out. But he was telling me that it's like the guy shoots, nobody crashes. But the way he recruited a player is he can look at him and say, "You have a chance to be the leading scorer in the country if you come here."
Wow.
And so that's
what an incentive.
Yeah, if you're a shooter, that's what you want.
Sure. So you watch we'll get off this and we'll get ready to begin our Thanksgiving festivities. But you watch the play, Hickory High School basketball play against the
Moravian Prep,
who are full of D1 prospects, right? Mm-hmm. I was at the game as well. The level of athleticism that was on that court was amazing to me. I mean, it felt like I was watching like Kentucky play or something. I'm sure it's at a different level to watch Kentucky, but that's the way it felt in a high school gym.
Yeah.
Long, lean, athletic.
6'11".
Up and down, 6'11" dudes, just athleticism galore. And so it was pretty amazing to see it in a little Hickory High School gym, that level.
5'10", 5'11" guy that commits to South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Did you watch him play too, that little point guard?
Yeah.
Ooh, he's a leader. You
He
could
is
tell
a
he was a leader.
Tough.
Very tough. Crazy defensive mind, they're trying to create turnovers, and he was the leader.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was awesome to watch that level come
So
to
will Hickory have the tournament here this year? In the Christmas tournament?
It won't be at Hickory. It'll still be at
but it's here.
Yeah,
we'll be
it's
able to watch
CVC.
them again.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
fun. That was a good time.
Yeah, it's always fun. Well, man, what a great episode we've had here. Carson Wiggins bringing so much to the table here with our special Thanksgiving
nothing.
edition. No, you brought a lot. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. Carson, you get the last word if you would like. Before you do, Hank, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Same to you, buddy. Hey, I hope we get Todd here one day.
Yes, that will be our goal, to bring Todd down here so he can do the same thing. Carson,
Well, I
go
appreciate
ahead.
the invite.
Yes.
It was a good time. First time I've ever been really behind a microphone other than like karaoke. But love Hickory, love y'all, man, and just appreciate the invite. Appreciate the time.
Wonderful. Carson, again, thank you. And to our big fan listeners, we'll be back with you in 2 weeks to share our wonderful Thanksgiving experience. Can't wait. Peace.
Well, if you've been true, you better look me
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.